Hey, so Thomas here again, and now I want to talk about all the different apps and books and tools I use to get things done, to keep me organized, to keep me in the zone, to keep me focused. And I want to start with my morning routine. So I've written down my morning routine in Apple Notes, and Apple Notes is, Apple Notes. That is where I keep all my personal note-taking. For me, all my crazy ideas, all that kind of stuff, that is Apple Notes I use for that. And I've written down my more perfect morning routine, what I should do step by step, everything from drinking a glass of water to jumping in the shower and all that kind of stuff. And the first thing after drink a glass of water on that list is right in my productivity guide. Sorry. So the first thing after taking a glass of water that's on my list is actually writing in my 5-minute journal. So, and everything I'm going to talk about, you'll find links below this video. But the 5-minute journal is an amazing tool. I can just show you guys here. It's an amazing tool where you are forced to think of certain things every morning. So for example, on the top here is it's a quote, or like a creative quote that gets you up in the morning. Then I write 3 things I'm grateful for, and I think this is a great way of just starting the day in like a positive angled way, thinking about positive things. Then question number 2 here that I fill out is what would make today great? Meaning, what steps could I do to make this day a really good day, right? And then the third on the morning routine is a daily affirmation, meaning I write something like I'm a positive and happy guy, or I'm successful in my business, or I'm eating healthy, or something like that, to just reaffirm myself on what I want to be. So that's the morning part of it. And you also do this at night before you go to bed. And here you write down 3 amazing things that happened today, which again just is good to end the day on a positive note, thinking about positive things around the day. And then the last question is, how could you made today even better? And that is also a very good thing to do, just reflecting on how you could actually get more out of the day. And what I like to do after I've done this for a long time, so this is my 2nd book, is basically to start to see patterns of what I actually wanted to do every day to improve my day. So for example, for a long time it said go to bed earlier, because I felt like I went to bed too late and I didn't get enough sleep and I didn't get the day I wanted. So these things will also help you discover patterns, which I think is valuable. So the first kind of tool I use is the 5-minute journal. I highly recommend this as a book. So after I've written in my 5-minute journal, I usually do my meditation routine. I'll take a shower. I walk the dog, and when I get back in and I'm ready to kind of start thinking more about work-related things, I use a book called the Productivity Planner. Okay, so the Productivity Planner is a great way of really making sure you focus on the right things every day. So let's see, I'm gonna show it to you guys here. So here I write my most important tasks of the day, just on the top of my head. What things do I need to finish off today to make it a good day? And sometimes if I'm blanking, I could glance at my calendar or glance at my to-do list, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, to help me remember what the most important tasks are. And from the earlier videos, you might remember that I do these 3 tasks first before I do anything else. Okay, so that is one of the important things here. Another thing, I talked about the Pomodoro technique, and this is actually designed for that. So you see those little dots there? That are actually then how many Pomodoros you use to complete that task, and you estimate to kind of finish the task, which I think is also helpful for me, because I take my most important tasks and I put it into my calendar as well, so I know that I have allocated enough time to complete those things. And if I have a day full of travel, or a day with just conferences or meetings, I usually don't take meetings before after lunch, but then I would actually not have any tasks I wanted to complete. I will just do the thing I need to do that day. At the end of the day also, you have the possibility to score your productivity, which I think is great. So I use that a lot as well, to kind of get the feeling of how productive I really am. So the productivity planner is also a great tool to use there, okay? So that is also something I would highly recommend you checking out. When it comes to other tools I use to get things done, so for my main personal to-do list, where I used to organize everything from private things to business related things, I use an app called Omnifocus. Omnifocus is a great software. I think it's a little bit expensive, but I have it on my phone, my iPad, and my Mac, and it's just a very fluid experience. It's based on the GTD, getting things done, way of working that David Allen made a methodology around, that I work with and I practice. And it's just a great tool for me to capture all the to-dos. It's synced with my mail program, so I can just put my emails I need to respond to into that system. And then after I finish all the tasks on the productivity planner, I then go to my to-do list and I can work from there. When it comes to working in teams, I use a Trello like 99% of the time. Trello is a great collaboration tool for managing projects and delegating tasks and checking up on to-dos and also seeing progress in everything that you do. So Trello is another great tool I use to get things done. But me personally, every time somebody attaches a task to me in Trello, I go in, I put it in Omnifocus, and so I have everything in just one place instead of having it all over the place. But Trello is another great tool. So two last things I want to mention. So first of all, I mentioned initially, but I use Apple Notes for all my personal notes and my thoughts and my ideas that haven't yet kind of spawned into something, which is great. But I use something called Twist. Twist is an app where I have all my I log all my meetings, I log all my projects, and also discuss projects with the partners I work with. Meaning this is a great way to, for example, put in meeting notes. Like let's see, I have a customer, I have all the notes I have ever done with that customer within Twist. So it's just a great software to check out and to use, and I find it very valuable. And you might in some way compare it to Slack, but I don't like Slack personally because it expects people to respond right away. But Twist is more like a way to be able to discuss back and forth without the feeling that you need to really respond quickly, which I think is great. So that are some of the tools that I use that I think you definitely would get value out of. Again, everything is linked below. If you have any questions or any feedback or any other tools you would recommend, so please leave that in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.